Hey guys, what's going on? It is Ash here coming at you today sharing a brand new strategy that is very, very strong. It involves bowlers, a queen walk, miners, and clone. I'm calling it BOWLER. Okay, maybe not the best acronym, but I can't come up with anything better. So it starts off with a queen walk, and like a normal queen walk, you're going to kind of start it out going after a base that is least covered by the expos. So I started up north here. Now the thing with this strategy is you only have one rage spell, and you cannot use it on your queen walk. So you have to really abbreviate the duration of your queen walk here. So I'm going to start the queen walk. As soon as my queen gets in trouble, I'm going to pop the royal cloak ability, and immediately I'm going to drop my jump spell and get into the main attack. So it's an abbreviated queen walk. Her job is just to create one side of the funnel very, very briefly. So here comes the jump spell. I'm going to go ahead and drop both of my jump spells at the same time. Here comes my golem in the clan castle. I'm going to drop a line of bowlers spread out to help create that funnel. Then I'm going to spam the rest of the bowlers as well as the king and the grand warden. Just make sure you drop the bowlers before the miners because you don't want to accidentally clone the miners later on in the raid. So then come all the miners. You want to keep rotating around another 90-degree area of the base, essentially. So turn that corner, spam the 17 miners in a big row, and the miners are going to be responsible for taking out the whole southwest portion of this base. Now, on top of the miners being very important to this strategy, the real magic here is using the following 4 combinations in the correct order, right? So you have the rage spell, you have the Barbarian King Iron Fist ability, you have the clone spell, and then you have the Eternal Tome ability. You have to hit them in that order, that way you get the best bang for your buck. So essentially, you're activating the Iron Fist ability in the center of the base as soon as you get to the core. That's going to get enrage your Barbarian King and spawn all those barbarians. You're dropping that rage spell, so all the bowlers and the Barbarian King and the Queen, everybody, even some of the miners, takes up some of that rage spell, eats up that rage spell. Then you do the clone spell, so you're spawning those extra bowlers, and then you pop the Eternal Tome ability. This all happens within like a 3-second span, and then that's going to give you the firepower to take out pretty much any base, whether it's anti-3, whether it's a trophy base. Now, trophy bases, ironically, can be a little bit trickier, especially on your first hits, but let me tell you, after a few rounds of practice, you can actually really learn how to hit any base with this strategy. It is very, very powerful. Now, I know a lot of you guys out there obviously don't have max clone spells, max miners yet, but the reason I'm bringing this video to you guys today is basically to show you the possibilities of the miner in combination with the bowlers and clone. I really do truly believe this could be the best strategy in the game, the best ground strategy certainly in the game right now. So this is a very popular trophy base here, and I'm going to attack it using the same exact principles, right? So I'm going to take out the southeast area with the miners. I'm going to start this time with a bowler walk. Now, the previous attack started with a queen walk against the anti-3 base. I could start over here from around 3 o'clock to 12 o'clock with a bowler walk, or I could start around 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock, and I'm going to start from 9 to 6. Now, the reason I'm going to go in from that direction is because I want to take out that Eagle Artillery in the first half of the raid rather than the last half of the raid, and the reason I'm using a bowler walk instead of a queen walk against this base is because I really want to clear out that second layer of defensive units in that elixir storage in this little compartment here. That way the rest of my troops funnel in, and I know my queen probably won't get all those second layer units. She'll just stick with the first layer that surrounds the perimeter of the wall there. So what I'm going to do here is give my bowlers plenty of time. This is actually a fast-moving strategy once you get into the kill squad, so you can actually take your time on the bowler walk here, more so than the queen walk, because the bowlers actually last a little bit longer because there's actually more of them, obviously, than your one solo queen. So again, I'm going to use the same fundamentals that you saw in the first replay here. I'm going to deploy my golem in the clan castle, a nice clump of bowlers, and then in a second here, I'm going to deploy all my miners. You can see the miners are going to go underground into this compartment, clear it all out, create the funnel for my bowlers and my heroes to the center. And even though these miners only have about 600 hit points each, I think it's 650, they're actually going to stay alive much, much longer than Hogs would. You know, you have to use Hogs on the back end of these raids or wait till the kill squad gets to the core so all the defensive units are distracted. But with miners, they actually burrow underground at least half the time they're on the map, so that 650 health is really deceiving, right? They're actually way stronger than that. They're a much hardier troop, and they can actually tank later on in the raid while you're deploying your minions or your archers or whatever your cleanup crew is. Now, again, here I use the magical combination when I get to the center of the base: Barbarian King ability, Rage spell, the Clone spell, and then the Eternal Tome ability in that order, and then it's going to be history from here. It's nice and easy, the strategy. I mean, as long as you don't mess up your entry point funneling and then your order of those 4 core abilities, you're going to be totally golden, at least for a high percentage 2-star. You're not always going to get the 3 stars. Now, on these friendly challenges, just to be 100% honest for you, and my clanmates can vouch for this, I'm 3-starring at least 75% of the time, and then the other times, I'm getting high percentage 2 stars, like 80+%. Now, even in that first replay against Surge's maxed out anti 3-star base, I hit 2 out of 3 3-stars, and the other one was a 96%. So it's definitely a very viable strategy. It's not like I'm practicing hours upon hours on end to get these 3 stars for you guys. So now I'm going to show you this replay against Fog, and the reason I wanted to show this one is because it's a popular base design. I'm trying to bring you a little bit of everything here as far as these bases go, and this one is one of these big ring bases with that centralized core that makes it a little difficult to funnel your troops. I kind of screwed up in this raid, but I still got the very easy 3-star. It's not a maxed out Town Hall 11, so a lot of my troops were still alive. I think all my bowlers, besides these walking bowlers in the beginning here, were still alive. Again, I start out with a bowler walk instead of the queen walk against this base because I would like to get 4 tiles deep on the other side of the wall. That air defense almost goes down. Unfortunately, I cannot take that air defense down, and one of the bowlers kind of gets tied up here. So things do not go picture perfect to start this raid, and with the bowler AI, even though they're super powerful, they are hard to predict. So I'd rather use a queen walk against most bases unless I really need to dig into that core with the bowlers. I'd rather just merge into the bowlers rather than start with a bowler walk, but against some bases, 2 of these bases, especially the trophy bases, you kind of have to start with a queen walk here. So it's going to be the same principle, right? So I started around like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock on the map, and then I deployed my golem around 10 o'clock, and then I had the rest of the bowlers and all the miners coming in around 11 o'clock. Now, the miner's job, I was a little bit late on the miner deployment there. I needed to be a little bit earlier, but I still lucked out. A few bowlers go north, but most of the bowlers go into the core. If I was a little bit earlier on those miners, all the bowlers would have funneled beautifully into that core, but again, I hit the abilities at the same time. Barbarian King ability is now down. I have the Rage spell down. I have the Clone spell down. I popped the Eternal Tome ability. Now, if your queen is about to die or your king is about to die, you don't want to lose your heroes early on these attacks. So if you're in a bind, go ahead and pop that Eternal Tome ability early to keep your heroes alive. So I've had to do that in a few raids, and you can still recover to get a really high percentage 2-star. So if you have to, go ahead and use the Eternal Tome ability because you don't want to lose your heroes, especially your queen early on in these attacks. But like you can see, tons of bowlers still left alive, tons of miners actually still left alive. You just can't tell because they're underground. It's just a very strong strategy in the game. Can't wait to hear your feedback on it. Really excited to share this one with you guys today. And hey, thanks for watching. This is the end of the episode. I really appreciate you taking the time to spend a little bit of your day with me. And as always, take care, guys.
Play for fame, we don't play for cash.